horses off of them. The big one cost me
Oh,
$500.
no, here it is.
Oh.
Yeah, that shows the old one. That shows the
Then I took them back and I bought an Amish buggy for $200. So I hooked the horse and the buggy together. And I had $700 in it, and I run $2,200 because I took it down to an auction and sold it.
What a deal. You ought to quit selling flowers and start selling straw horses.
Oh,
Yes.
No.
Where's this at?
Can everyone make sure that their microphone is on in front of
I
them?
think 4th Street. Yeah, I turned mine off.
Is this 4th Street?
Yes.
All
right.
Meeting today.
What's the name of that trust place out there?
Good.
The lumber.
I'm going to call the Tipton Common Council meeting to order and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
A great big one that stores all the lumber.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First item on our agenda are the minutes from the last meeting.
I move to approve the minutes of the last meeting as written.
A motion and a second to approve the minutes as presented from the last scheduled meeting. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
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 Any opposed? And you also have the special session meeting minutes in your packet as well up for approval.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes from May 16th special meeting.
Second.
Motion seconded to approve the minutes from the Common Council special meeting held on May 16th. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Any amendments to the agenda this evening? Hearing none, this is the second meeting of the month. We'll begin with the Board of Works and Safety.
We had a busy meeting. We had a hearing for 217 4th Street. The owner did not appear. Anybody's interested, I think there's some floating on the council table. The current condition of the property, there's a planning assessments office. There was no real progress made. So we started with $250 a day fine up to $5,000 per violation. We started just with the nuisance violation. We may move on to an unsafe building as the glue stack is considered out of code as well. Some other issues. So, the planning office is also going to explore if that $5,000 cap applies if the city has to clean it up and incur a cost of greater than $5,000. It's been a problem property for a while. We also talked about, real quickly, 525 East Jefferson and 122 Deal Street. I've had some people, that's my district, and I own some property in there. Some serious issues with those two properties, so code enforcement will look at that. We approved 4 change orders for the trail. Fire department gave an update. We have Josh Vincent has passed his EMT test. On June 2nd, Josh and Seth, who are 2 new firefighters, will be going to Muncie for some fire academy training. Here's right now, Muncie's not going to be charging us for that. And we quickly discussed maybe a future opportunity to build a training ground somewhere in Tiffin for the fire department. Other communities have those, so we may try to explore that in the near future. For the police, there'll be interviews on June 9th. I think they're having internal interviews tomorrow, something like that. But the Board of Works scheduled tentatively for the 9th. FOP donations to the school from the FOP event. Trice Huffman is off probation. The Tipton PD placed second last year with Battle of the Badgers, which is a shooting tournament, and that'll be going on again soon. So we'll have a team in that. And Chief Stout actually updated us on a county city, it's a cross public safety wellness program, which is nice because we actually talked about that 2 or 3 years ago, where there is no mental health outlet for public safety. So it's nice that we're going to have that. It's between jails, city police, township government, fire departments. So it'll be nice. And then Grant Tanzi received, from what I can recall, is our second iteration, 4th total life-saving award. Tanzi's a 6-year veteran and administered life-saving aid to somebody and received that award for his efforts. That was it.
Thank you, Councilman. Golf Advisory Committee.
The Golf Advisory Committee met last week. We have nothing to report.
Okay. Solid Waste District. Continue on with you, Mr. Van Bibber.
Solid Waste met last week. I guess the key issue was we're losing our director. And maybe you can be more informative on what that.
Well, next steps there. So we've confirmed the job description, moving toward posting that position. Now that we've confirmed the health benefits that are health benefits were migrated to the county this past year at the recommendation of Commissioner Powell. So now we have all those pieces in place. We'll be moving toward publishing that position. Interviews to follow thereafter. Planning Commission.
We did have a meeting last week. We had a public hearing for the new building going up at Blue Links, and that permit was approved.
Good, very good. Utility Board, Mr. Rippey is absent, but the meeting minutes from the Utility Board meeting are in your packet for tonight. Youth Council School is nearing end of session, so the Youth Council has gone through its graduation and will reconvene in the fall. Any other committees from the board? Hearing none, the first item under new business, it's the operating agreement for the downtown plaza. Some updates as we met last meeting in the work session. I don't think from any of those changes materially changes the agreement. The only inclusion that you may take note of is 8.3, the decommissioning. And they put in that prorated compensation from the city to Main Street for the decommissioning if that were ever to occur of the structure. So unless there's questions, I would accept a motion to allow Council President Nathan Crane to sign this agreement on behalf of the city of Tipton.
I'll make the motion. Nathan signs the agreement for the city.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the operating agreement between the city of Tipton and Tipton Main Street Association, granting Council President Nathan Crane the authority to sign it. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Second that, or did-
I did.
Okay.
And if there are substantial revisions, how do we want to handle that? And how do we define substantial? So, I mean, the only thing that's changed is honestly is what Keegan pointed out, and then we just clarified too that if any petitioner wants to close a street alley or sidewalk in conjunction with the stage or green space, it needs to go to the Board of Works, but otherwise it doesn't need to go to the Board of Works. Other than that, we didn't change anything, but if the Main Street says we don't like that amount of the decommissioning, or does it want to come back to the council, or if it's unsubstantial, do we just leave it?
Yeah, I guess it would be my opinion that would just come back for a formality of approval, just so the entire council understands any changes. That would be my opinion.
I agree.
I don't know if that's illegal.
Did you say that you agree?
Matt, you agree?
Absolutely do.
Okay.
I'm hoping that there won't be, we just sign it and be done with it.
Okay, no items under old business. Under my report, just 2 items for today. The first is you all should have received notice about the IMPA solar park ribbon cutting that is to take place, I believe, toward the end of next month. So just a reminder of that. I think that their hope and expectation, maybe hope, is that you all will be there in attendance out at the industrial park. The second is related to the city's video recording. Currently, this morning, we actually tested some new software for our video recording as we get prepped and ready for state statute to take effect forward July 1, where all meetings within this room need to be recorded. So this meeting's the meeting this morning went well with the testing of the software. We're testing it for a second time this evening, so hopefully all is going well there too. But there will be a great deal of other meetings that will get recorded, and we'll host a training probably in the middle of June as I get back from vacation to make sure all boards and commissions understand how to use the software, and we're trying to make this as easy as possible so we'll comply with state law and make sure meetings get recorded. Moving on to the resolutions and ordinance section of our agenda. The first is resolution 2025-07, a resolution transferring from MVH restricted to local road and bridges matching grant fund.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-07.
Second. Tim.
There's a motion and a second to approve resolution 2025-07. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. The next item of business I've been updating you all on is for consideration this evening, ordinance 2025-07, ordinance changing existing city council districts based upon population as determined by the 2020 U.S. Census. So the things to note, of course, the entirety of the ordinance, but to call out the districts, so they need to be within a 10% difference of one another. So out of the review of the census blocks, down there at the bottom of page 1, District 1 will have a total population of 1,323. District 2, 1,330. District 3, 1,211. And District 4, 1,389. So given the layout of the census blocks and their accompanying population, it was the closest and does fall well within the 10% as required by law.
So these are our new ones.
Correct.
Correct.
And so all that,
These are real.
oh, on the
close
second
that.
page?
Yes. Because that's real close on the second page, where the first page is all old ones.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
The old ones are the ones I read off. The new ones are District 1, 1,322, District 1,323, District 3, 1,323, and District 4, 1,322.
Yes.
So Jenny did a great job getting those to be
Got no closer than
in
that.
parity with one another.
What did you say, Rich?
Couldn't have got no closer than that.
No. Within
Unless you went
one.
1322 and a half. Somebody would not
Yeah.
be happy.
I'll make
Split
a
the
motion,
household.
Ordinance 2025-07, that we accept that.
Second.
We have a motion and second to approve ordinance 2025-07 on first reading. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. One other minor, maybe not minor, major item of detail on the ordinance is that it was presented to the county chairs and we didn't hear any feedback from them on needing to alter this information. So they have both seen and reviewed the information before it was presented to you all. Next up on our agenda are claims for this evening.
I move to approve claims, ticket number 179-403 through 179-501 for $697,144.12.
Through 501 or 506?
That's it, 506.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve claims this evening. Any questions? All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
One abstention. We're now at petitions, comments, and memorials. Please.
Bob Edinger, Tipton. Just to clarify, when you talked about broadcasting and recording meetings, you said all in this room. I assume all meetings, no matter where they occur?
I'm not aware of any others that occur outside this meeting room that are a board or commission, but at least as we were informed, yes, I think the answer to your question would be yes. I'm just not aware
I
of
mean, if
any.
one got changed or something.
Oh,
whatever
yeah,
reason.
we would take that into consideration if we ever moved the meeting to the school or fairgrounds to accompany a larger group. Yeah,
I just want to make sure I understood.
yeah, that's a good point.
Thank you, Keegan.
No other comments from the public? Motion or to
Make
accept
a
the motion?
to adjourn.
Motion and a second to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor signify by stating aye. Any opposed? Meeting is now adjourned.
Rich can make it for the flags. He may want to sign first, and get out and do the flags for the Boy Scouts.